What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Investing Bros, and we got a great show lined up for you guys today. We have some amazing things to talk about with big breakouts coming on a lot of coins. Of course, Bitcoin back up testing $71,000. We're going to talk about that and a lot more, but there's specific reasons for it. Also, there's an altcoin class that could pop off, and one of the experts in that field is predicting 2024 is a special year. If you are excited about this episode, you're excited about your crypto holdings, go ahead right now, smash the like button. You don't have to hit subscribe yet if you haven't hit subscribe. If you're not subscribed, wait for the whole channel. But I'm telling you right now, this is a pro crypto channel. We love those pro crypto gains. If you love them as well, smash that like button. With that said, it's time to roll our intro. Here we go. All right, username says, it's just you, Tim. Wouldn't it be the investing bro? Now that's hurtful. And I'm laughing about it because sometimes you got to laugh through your pain. What he's referring to, in case anyone is just checking us out, never seen us before. Normally, there are two of us, and T Shroom is, of course, enjoying his beginning of his honeymoon. I don't think he's actually left Florida. I think the man is in Florida right now, but I told him he was actually, I'll tell you what, he was going to come on the show this week. I told him, hey, man, I know you got a lot of things to plan for that. You just got married. Enjoy your wife, the days you have at home before leaving. I think they're going I'm not going to say where they're going on their honeymoon because I don't want anyone of you guys to potentially run into them and crash their honeymoon. I'm giving him a nice week and a half off, but that means you guys are stuck with just me, good old TA Tim. And you know what that means? A lot of TA, a lot of Q&A, a lot of rants, a lot of hydration because I got to take some breaks from time to time when it's a one-man show. You gotta make sure you keep the lungs and the throat lubricated for correct pronunciations, which we're going to obliterate that in today's episode as well. But yeah, that's what's happening. Normally there's another one of us. Today it's just me, but that's okay. You guys are going to enjoy the show anyway, I do believe. I forgot yesterday something very important that we do here on Investing Bros. Before we get into all of the details of crypto, again, I got my trusty notepad here. I'm gonna try to maybe stick to 3 topics. If we still have time, there's a 4th topic I want to talk about. I'll flirt with it today. Maybe we get to it, maybe we don't. There was an article written about Jasmy. Some of you guys like Jasmy. There's an article written about Jasmy potentially becoming a top 10 coin. And I wanted to kind of wrestle with that with you guys. If we have time left over at the end of the show, we might do that. If not, I'll deal with that tomorrow. But today we got to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's something special happening that should make all of you very, very bullish. We got to talk about something that a founder of ChainLink has predicted that is going to cause a lot of coins to be very, very bullish. And I made a video this morning about Cardano. Some of you guys saw it. Some of you guys did not like the title. You thought it was clickbait. Maybe you thought it was crazy. I'll address that a little bit later, but we got to talk a little bit about Cardano here as well. And again, if we have time, we'll jump into Jasmy. But before we do that, again, something we normally do, I did not do yesterday, is the quote of the day. And when T-Shroom is gone, Tim gets to choose. It's got to be office themed. And here we go. From none other than Dwight Schrute. All you need is love. False. The 4 basic human necessities are air, water, food, and shelter. He's not wrong. You guys know here at Investing Bros, we are the biggest supporters of hydration. If you've not been trading successfully, I have ice in my mouth. If you've not been trading successfully, there's a chance you're dehydrated. Go get some water, go get some salt, hydrate yourself, and then come back. Maybe you'll be a little bit more successful. Let's go ahead and jump into some bubbles. Let's look at some bubbles here today. At the top 100, we actually have a couple big movers here. Uni coming in here. Let's refresh this. Let's just make sure this is most up-to-date. Uni coming in 21.5%. We had some other meme coins that were just absolutely huge here just a little bit ago. Is it behind? All right, still up back there. Brett coin's up pretty big. You know, Brett's up 12. Ordy's up 15. Stacks, that's not a meme coin right there, 9%. Jasmy, again, we discussed. Maybe we talk about that if we have time left over. Not. Maybe there was a glitch. Earlier I came on here and it had not was up like 100 and something percent. maybe that was a glitch. I don't know, but it is what I saw here. There is some red, believe it or not. Flair is in the red. Gal is in the red. Ron, I've never heard of Ron, but Ron's in the red. Probably the biggest one in the red of the top 100, down 5.3%. But for the most part, a lot of big stuff. A lot of big stuff in the green. You'll love to see it. We'll get into some charts here in just a couple minutes. Let's talk about the top 10, though, and let's talk about Bitcoin up 2% again. I think it was up 2% yesterday as well. So Bitcoin continue to make some climbs, breaking out there. We'll cover the Bitcoin TA here in just a minute or two. I'm gonna go back from yesterday. Yesterday we didn't start with Bitcoin. Today I'm starting with Bitcoin. Some people said they like when we do Bitcoin first. I'll do that. Ethereum still at 3,800. So, a lot of things are kind of pumping. Ethereum kind of hovering right there at the 38. But again, there's still reasons to be bullish. I'll be on that here in just a second. BNB taking the cake for the top 10 gainer, up 7%. That's Binance Coin. I say this all the time. We only ever bring up BNB when we're doing Coin Market Cap. If you want me to do TA on BNB today, go ahead and drop a 1 in chat. We might should do some BNB TA. Just the king of consistency up here at number 4. For a second, Solana beat it out, but BNB just absolutely crushing it, especially today. Solana's up almost 2%, XRP 1.2, Dogecoin only 0.3, Toncoin back up over Cardano, up 4.4%. They're wrestling right there, just above $16 billion. Cardano's up 2% itself on the day, but that is our top 10. That's what they are doing. Let's get into the main topics of the day, though. And we got to start off with an article about Bitcoin and Ethereum. But before we do that, before we get too much further, I got to give you guys the sponsor of the episode today. And I asked you guys in chat, I want you guys voting. How do you guys feel about your taxes? Right now, a lot of you guys are saying you feel pretty good about them. But there's a decent amount saying no, they don't feel good about how taxes went this last month. And there's a portion of you, I put it in there. I hope most of you are joking here, but there might be 1 or 2 of you who legitimately forgot about taxes. That's not a good thing. Good thing about these polls, they are anonymous. If you did answer that, the IRS does not know who you are. But I will tell you, you better deal with that. And that's why I'm so happy about the sponsor of our show. That would be Decrypted.tax. You guys have heard about them before. And you might be saying, Tim, it's June. Why are we talking about taxes? Well, guess what, guys? Taxes is something you can deal with through the entire year, so it doesn't sneak up on you in April every single year. B, again, some of you guys probably did not feel good about your taxes. Don't let that happen again next year. A lot of times we wait to the last second to deal with our taxes, especially if we've made any crypto gains, and it ends up becoming a living nightmare. We end up spending way more money than we probably actually should, and that's why I'm very excited about this sponsor with Decrypted.tax. Ernest is a tax lawyer, meaning he knows more than your average CPA. He has saved thousands of people a lot of money in their crypto taxes. And the best part, when you sign up with our link and then you go and tell him, make sure in your conversation with him, you tell him the bro sent you, you can get up to 25% off his services. Also, even before that, just give him a call. Free 60-minute call. You get free advice from one of the top crypto tax minds in the game. He's going to be coming on the show here in a little bit, in the next couple of weeks. Can't wait to have him on, but also big shout out to Decrypted.tax. And it's also one of those things, I say this again, when we shout out our sponsors, I hope you guys are paying attention, because if you love the Investing Bros and you love the information we come at you with every single day, the only reason we're able to continue to do that and get and grow and get better is because we have sponsors that partner with the channel. So if you love the bros, love our sponsors, go and support them. Choose Ernest for your tax purposes today. You won't regret it. Let's get into the article, though, that I'm referring, that is major bullish stories for Bitcoin and Ethereum holders. Now, my screen, before I share my screen, it's freaking out on me, so I don't want to. All right, here we go. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and go to this article. Kraken sees record Bitcoin and Ethereum outflows since 2017. Key market implications. What does this mean? Let's read through it. The exchange registered a Bitcoin outflow. If anyone's lost on what that is, we'll wrap it all together at the end of this article. But the exchange outflow of 49,100 tokens, equivalent to an outstanding $3.33 billion. Ethereum also seeing significant withdrawals, around 572,000 Ethereum, valued at approximately $2.15 billion. These moves have drastically reduced the Kraken's Bitcoin holdings to levels not seen since 2018, and its Ethereum reserves have dipped under 1 million for the first time since early 2016. What does this mean in a nutshell? When Ethereum and Bitcoin flow out of public exchanges, where are they going? They're going into cold wallets. And if you guys are smart, you probably have an Arclist cold wallet. If you don't have one, link down below. 10% off when you use code BROZ10. Go check out the link down below. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about what does it mean when there's outflows. That means that people are not planning on selling their crypto anytime soon. They're moving it into cold storage where it's only their keys, it's only their crypto. They don't do that if they're planning to sell next week. They do that because they're saying, yeah, I got what I want for now. I don't want anything messing with this. I don't want some crazy story of an exchange hack to ruin my wealth. I'm moving this off exchange because I'm bullish and I want to see the price go up. That's why this story is so bullish. We're seeing levels that we haven't seen since 2018. It's really talking about the end of 2017. We'll go look at the charts here in a second. And 2016 on Ethereum. Very, very bullish. Let's continue with the article, though, to see what else it says. It might have actually, I think the end I just have, this could, we'll read it for anyone who maybe didn't understand still what I said. This could indicate a new phase of long-term holding and reduced sell pressures, fostering a potentially bullish market outlook. Very, very good stuff right there. I want to make sure the next story is not something I was supposed to talk about here as well. I'm going to go to the next story has to do with Bitcoin, but I'm going to do some TA first. Let's talk about the significance of this. Again, outflows, very, very bullish. Very, very bullish for price action. And guess what? That's on top of a very bullish chart that we're looking at right now for Bitcoin. I've told you guys here for a couple of days, look for the breakout of the symmetrical triangle pattern. We had a fake out here just a couple of days ago, or yesterday on the 3rd. We broke out only to come back down into the triangle. But now it looks like we definitely have a strong 4-hour candle closed above. I'm seeing no signs of weakness that the daily candle shouldn't close above this level of resistance as well. That's going to be very, very big. And take a look at another thing that makes me very happy. This makes me smile when I see this on the charts like this. That's probably a creepy smile. Volume. On these two bullish breakout candles, the volume has ticked to the upside, confirming that the bulls are very, very excited about this push. You'll love to see it. I have a target up here, potentially up to 75,000. That could be interesting. Why? Let's take a look at why that is. Now, on the 4-hour chart, we have done a couple things here. We're about to hit the lower level of take profit that LuxAlgo has for us here. Beautiful indicator, doing amazing jobs here around 71,300. You're watching something flirt on my screen even as we're watching. You guys saw the yellow there a second ago that just went away? Right now, we are in the process. We'll have to check in on this at the end of the show. We're in the process of turning this order block that served as resistance once and twice, potentially breaking through this level where there is a lot of sellers suppressing the price. We could turn this level into a breaker block. That's if this whole thing turns yellow, which would be an ultimate very, very bullish sign, solidifying that 70,000 is a strong level of support that's going to take a lot of bearish pressure to break back down below. So stay posted on that. We're on the 4-hour chart. We have the oscillators going bullish. The stochastics bounced off the 50. The RSI got close to the 50. The MACD looks to go bullish once again. And of course, we have our oscillators here. This is a good sign here, guys. Even though we haven't had a bullish reversal in a while, we did back here on June 1st have a perfect buy signal from LuxAlgo. We had a reversal dot, a bullish momentum dot on the oscillator, and positive money flow. Well, guess what's happening now? Even though we had a reversal here and a reversal there, we did not see negative money flow, so you don't enter a short there. Now we see the money flow growing continuously, and if you zoom in really, really tightly, you guys see that light green? That light green means we're starting to see excessive buyers come in, meaning for the short term, we could see a very, very bullish push with excessive buyers helping to get us over that ledge. Now, when you come out here and you take a look at the daily chart, again, daily chart, very, very bullish. About to get a daily MACD cross. We're just getting, let's see here. We already had reason to be in a long, but we also got the green dot and bullish momentum. You'll love to see it. But what I'm looking at right now is, let's see here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. We have a breaker block down below us here at 66. Like I was saying, that might be flashing on the 4-hour at 70, so renews that bullishness. But you're also seeing potentially a big breakout, the more aggressive take profit coming in above my target. I have it a little bit lower. I'll explain why, but up here around $75,000. Now let's turn LuxAlgo off and talk about why 75,191. Why is that price target right there? Well, that has to do with a breakout of this triangle. This is a bullish triangle. It's not a bull pennant. We're not going to take any flagpole and move it over, but what I can do is I can take the opening of this formation, I can move it over to our breakout spot, and guess what that gives us? That gives us a price target right in this area, just over 75,000. So a lot of things in confluence right now, both in the news and on the charts, talking very bullishly about Bitcoin's price, that I do believe Bitcoin could see a new all-time high in the next couple of days. Now, I want to prepare everyone, though, because if that happens, it would be a change in what I thought was doable. I before here, back a month or so ago, a month or so before the halving, not a month ago, back way in March, I predicted that we would fall into the halving and then potentially trade sideways in this yellow box all the way until late August. Well, while what I just said is predicting new highs up into this box up here, up towards 75,000, maybe even continue to make a push up closer to 80K, we're still holding at this moment. We're still holding this box right here. And as I showed you guys before, there is an order block sitting right at that level. We need to get above that order block. In reality, even though I'm currently in a long on Bitcoin, I'm feeling bullish, I do want to see some confidence break out back above that order block. I want to see somewhere closer to 73,200 to feel good about it. And then, of course, the minute we break over 74,000, we're talking about new highs, not only for this cycle, but for Bitcoin as a whole. So let's keep an eye on that. A lot of reason to be optimistic. That's possible. But technically speaking, we are sitting at a very key level that could serve as some strong resistance. Let's watch out for that. Let's move on to Ethereum. Let's talk about Ethereum right now. Now, Ethereum, I told you guys, it's not necessarily looking as bullish in price action. It was kind of hovering here. Let's turn off LuxAlgo for a second. We're kind of hovering here right between 3,700, and we've made it as high as 3,900, 4,000 almost, but really we're kind of boring right in this range. That's okay. This was a prediction breakout of our channel we were in, so I can go ahead and get rid of this line. Don't need it, but I want you guys to notice. Maybe some of you already see it, some of you don't see it. I'm going to draw it for you, but I'm gonna want you guys to take a look here and tell me what you're seeing on this chart. It's something you love to see. Ultimately, it is not only a symmetrical triangle pattern. Maybe some of you guys saw that. Let's go ahead and just draw some resistance here. I'm going to leave out that wick just because. I'm even going to allow some of this price action to come above. I'm just going to kind of put level resistance overall, with the exception of this little breakout. As a whole has been those touches, right? So we have a triangle, but that triangle is attached. Let's go back to the daily chart. That triangle is attached to a big explosive candle that this one could be considered a bull pennant. Some people might be tempted to come all the way down here to May 13th. I'm actually going to be a little conservative here because I think you can. Let's just go back to May 20th. Let's just use the explosiveness starting on that day. We have a breakout prediction on Ethereum with this formation that says potentially, let's go ahead and put a price target up there, $4,878 is a target for Ethereum right now. That would be a massive gain right now, a gain of about 28% from current price action. That looks very good. Let's talk about other things that are looking bullish here for Ethereum on the daily chart. Remember that breaker block thing we talked about that LuxAlgo called on Bitcoin? Well, we have one of our own here on Ethereum continuing. That's why we keep bouncing here just below 3,800, because massive support. This was a level that had a lot of people willing to sell way back here in April, but instead of rejecting, we broke through it, turning it into a very strong level of support. That continues to be in play here. We flirted with the bottom levels of the daily take profit, but I think this is one we definitely come up to the higher levels. And again, let's watch for a big breakout on Ethereum, especially with these outflows, with the ETFs, with all the bullishness coming to Ethereum. Would not be surprised to see us begin to flirt with $5,000 potentially in the next month, maybe July sometime. Could it get rejected? It absolutely could. Could this all become debunked? It absolutely could. If we lose somewhere here around $3,600, Ethereum's going down, guys. And we have a nice smart trail here at 3,300. So watch out for that. But as a whole, there's not a reason to be super, super bearish at this time. Now, there's some things here on the oscillators that say we're not necessarily quite ready to explode just yet. What am I talking about? Well, the stochastics is still heading to the downside, but it's overextended. Our RSI is just kind of flirting, going sideways. The MACD just crossed bearish, but it's kind of moving sideways as well, so nothing major. And then, of course, we have our oscillator here, LuxAlgo. We recently did actually have a decent reason to take a small sell order with a reversal, a bearish dot, and technically bearish momentum on the money flow. But you can see it starting to curve over here. And if we were to go to the 4-hour chart and take a look at what's happening over here, I think there's more reasons to say potentially we could reverse this process starting on the 4-hour chart and start to move bullishly, maybe over the next 48 to 96 hours. And then if that happens, watch the daily chart potentially get a breakthrough of this symmetrical triangle pattern. If we break up here and start to flirt again with maybe 3,800, 3,900, that's when I think you start to ask the question, all right, how long before we make this explosive move, possibly up towards 4,800 itself? Now, that was a lot right there. I cannot remember what I had here. There's another article. Let's just kind of look at it here. I'm forgetting my train of thought with having this. Bitcoin touches 71,000 amid. I mean, this is just talking about, okay, this was what is other bullish catalysts. I totally forgot, guys. This is talking about the new ETFs in Thailand and Australia. This is bullish catalyst. Why? Because anytime you get more people access to buying Bitcoin, that's good. I mean, people that can buy Bitcoin is better than people that don't want to or can't buy Bitcoin. However, let's not pretend like Thailand and Australia are going to really destroy the bears here by themselves. This is just cherries on top of the already bullish things happening over the rest of the planet. But it is worth knowing, if you didn't know, Thailand and Australia did just join the ETF party for Bitcoin. I don't think they're ready yet with the Ethereum ETFs, but that is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and take a small break for a second before I move on, because I have one more thing that I think potentially could be bullish for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for the rest of the space, and I didn't go down. Come on now. Oh, hit the wrong button. All right, there you go. That's what happens when you have to run the show yourself. You forgot to hit the right button. Let's check in with chat here to see what you guys are saying. It's lagging fractal. Okay, I see what you're saying there, that crock pocket. XRP, my lady, what's a realistic target for ETH? What's Senza, what's a realistic target for ETH? Depends on your timeline. What I just showed you guys on the charts, if it plays out to its fullest potential, we're talking about, again, a couple of weeks. Not even like, we're not even talking about like 3 months or 2 months. We're talking about like maybe 2 to 3 weeks. We could potentially, if that spark takes off, see Ethereum up at 4,800. I think when you start to ask the question of where we could be at the end of 2024, there's a lot of things that will play out that will dictate that. But I think you could easily see Ethereum be flirting with 8,000 to 10,000 by the end of 2024. Again, I've told you guys by the end of 2025, I think there's a good chance that Ethereum has made it somewhere between $18,000 to $20,000. I have a video on the channel detailing why that is, but that's where I think the potential and realistic target for Ethereum could be. If you disagree, let me know. Let's see here. El Chingon says, hola, oops, wrong show. That's okay. We love Sin City Crypto here. I will take all the holas we can get. WL Sharp said Kaspa is still doing its thing. Yeah, we focused on Kaspa yesterday. If you did not watch that show, sometimes shows, if you don't watch it live or you don't watch it within the first couple of hours afterwards, might not have the most relevant information because some of it's timely. But I think we talked about a lot of long-term things with Kaspa that I still think if you guys have not watched it, you could go back. Let's take a look at what its chart is looking like here real quick, and we'll move on with some other things here. Kaspa up here above 17 cents, hitting the take profit on the 4-hour chart. I wonder if we're going to see some weakness on the oscillators. Yeah, we are. We're starting to see the signs of maybe some reversal coming, not strong reversal and coming back down to like 12 cents. I think there's a decent chance we don't drop back below 15 because of the smart trail right here. But I do think Kaspa needs to cool off a little bit. Why? Because it's been so explosive. Now, the daily chart still shows signs that we continue to move to the upside. We have not hit our take profit or this big order block we have up here on 18 cents. But don't be surprised. Again, if the 4-hour chart's showing a cool off, that doesn't mean this whole thing is over. It just means maybe Kaspa needs to pause for a second, let the bulls kind of regroup, And then over the next week or so, we still see Kaspa make its push up somewhere between 19 to 20 cents over the next little bit. Again, love the volume coming in on Kaspa. The bulls are coming back out of the woodwork. I'm very big on Kaspa. It's one of our top projects we recommend for investing. Take a look real quick before we move on. Stacks up 11.9%, flashing. I think we talked about this yesterday, guys. We did discuss this yesterday. Remember this. I told you guys, look for a big breakout on Stacks, and dang it, I was right. Sometimes I'm right, guys. Sometimes I'm right. In fact, recently I've been right a lot. Breakout today from this falling wedge pattern that has a price target up here at 317. LuxAlgo has not yet given us a take profit signal on the daily chart. Why? Because the buy signal is just now flashing today. But I would be very, very surprised if we don't see the take profit start at least at the bottom here on 269. I would expect the top level to be somewhere here closer to my target, somewhere around 310, where we have a nice order block coming in right there. But when we look at the oscillators, look at the strength of the oscillators. Stochastics going up. The RSI just broke through the 50. Major bullish mood right there. Bullish cross on MACD. And of course, I told you this yesterday, so don't act like I'm just now saying this. The trifecta of bullishness happened yesterday. I told you guys to buy reverse signal, bullish momentum, excess and bullish money flow, and the fourth one, the kiss on the top of a bullish call, the excessive sellers leaving the space. These are four major bullish signals. And to me, my number one strategy to enter longs or shorts is using this indicator right here with those three coming in. Stacks is looking beautiful already. And again, we called that breakout yesterday on the show. Go check it out if you don't believe me. Let's talk about one more thing. Before we move on to my next topic, we're going to talk about some tokens and altcoins that also, from a news standpoint, should have very, very big 2024s. Let's talk about the CME futures. This is another reason that potentially we could see some bullishness coming in. Why? Because we're not going to have Caleb Franzen on tomorrow. I can't do guests when T-Stream's not here. So it's going to be a one-man show. But he'll be back on next week. We've talked with Caleb about the sense that there's a decent chance we don't see a rate cut in the year 2024. All right. I'm not even going to say I disagree with that. All I'm going to say is, though, there are people that use this chart right here that they trade based off of what the CME futures is predicting. And today, this has been updated. There is a 55% chance that we see our first rate cut in September of 2024. In November, still, again, massively saying at least one, but there's now a picking up some momentum saying that we could see two cuts by November. And then by December, very few people, only 8% are predicting that we will not have a rate cut by then. So we're seeing things speed up that make us think. Again, we're looking at the jobs reports coming in a little bit lower. We're watching reasons that Jerome Powell has suggested in the past could make him cut rates. We're seeing those things start to come into fruition. So that being said, this could be something very, very bullish as well. If we start to price in rate cuts, that could cause a big boost in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Remember, though, if for some reason we start pricing in those rate cuts and then they don't come, or we get news and this whole thing changes, that's an excuse for price to dip back down. So take the win for now, but be aware we got a long way to go before this plays out exactly how we think it might. Real quick, got a super chat from GD saying, review FJB AI meme coin. It will compete. It competes with MAGA. No, thank you. But thank you for the money. We're not going to take a look at that coin. But again, thank you for your support. And anyone who wants to go look at that for themselves, have at it. Let's see. Username says, no, Caleb, that's sad. It is sad. It is sad. And someday I will learn and I'll get my system set up to where I can host people. But for now, some of you guys remember there used to be a time on this channel where if T-Stream was gone, there was no show because I couldn't get one going by myself. Now we have it set up that I can run shows on my own, and we'll see how that goes. It's 3:29. I don't know. Someone's sitting here, something about Jasmine. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the Jasmine conversation because I still have two more topics I want to talk about, and I still want to talk with all you guys and potentially have some time for Q&A. But we have 450 people in here watching right now. Thank you to every single one of you. Make sure you are smashing the like button. YouTube loves it. You guys love it. I love it. How many likes do we have right now? Let's go look and see what's happening. Again, with 450 people here, 127 likes. Honestly, 127 is not bad, but there's 450 of you. So I think by the end of the show, if we're not at 250, something went wrong. Go ahead and smash that like button, everybody. Quick reading of chat, and then we're going to get back into some topics here. CAS and STX will do very well. Elthor, I'm thinking 10 to 15x. Yeah, I'm big on both of those. I think I still need to make some price predictions for both of them, though, going forward. So look forward to that coming on the channel. That's the reason why you should guys, that's why you should be subscribed to the channel. Go look at, after this live stream is over, we've been putting out some banger videos, some predictions for 2025, some analysis you guys need to know to be prepared to invest in the right things. This is the right channel for you guys. Let's get into our next topic. Our next topic that I want to discuss with you guys is a prediction made by a founder of one of our favorite coins here on Investing Bros. That is this story right here. ChainLink co-creator, I keep saying founder, I mean co-creator, same thing, is it not? Co-creator predicts a major blockchain integration with global financial system in 2024. I'm reading Brian D. Time for a Christian guest host, Smay. If you guys can convince Smay to come on the show, I will have him any day he wants, but he works, so it is what it is. Let's talk about this story, though. Big prediction from a ChainLink co-creator or co-founder. His name, and this is 2 days in a row, we're going to have a name here that Tim will obliterate and more than likely get nowhere close to pronouncing it correctly, but we're going to take a swing at it. Sergey, I think I'm right there. Nazarov, maybe I'm good on that one. I don't know. Maybe Sergey Nazarov is right. The visionary behind ChainLink predicts that 2024 will be a pivotal year for the integration of blockchain technology with the conventional financial systems. So he's talking about this at Consensus here over the weekend. Nazarov highlighted the staggering $100 trillion market potential for on-chain assets. He foresees a paradigm shift where traditional financial markets, including the $2.7 trillion debt market and the $106 trillion stock market, will gradually transition to blockchain platforms. Some of you might know where I'm going with this, but I'm going to keep going. Some of you might be saying, all right, Tim, what's the point of the story? What is the bullishness here? Hold on. I'm going to get there, but I want to read this article to you, and so you have a reason to understand why I'm so bullish about what I'm about to say. Nazarov presented a compelling chart illustrating the immense potential of tokenizing various asset classes. Beyond debt and equities, other actives could also be digitized on the blockchain. The widespread tokenization of the assets is expected to streamline transactions, reduce settlement times, and enhance liquidity across the board. Credible sources indicate that the on-chain tokenization process will drive significant innovations in asset management and investment strategies. Let's keep going on, though. The move towards blockchain-based financial systems is propelled by the quest for a greater efficiency, transparency, and security in the financial transactions. Do I want to keep reading here? Yeah, let's keep reading, and then I'm going to break down my thoughts here. Nazarov envisions a future where all financial transactions occur on-chain, underpinned by decentralized networks. This shift will create an internet of contracts where smart contracts govern nearly all aspects of financial dealings. This transformation will enable faster, more transparent, and verifiable transactions, drastically reducing the time required for transaction settlement from months to mere seconds. We are likely to see an increasing number of financial institutions exploring the potential of on-chain assets. Boom. All right. Now, some of you read all that, heard all that. You know exactly where I'm going here. Some of you probably don't. And so I'm going to break it down for you. What he is talking about is a sect of crypto that I have been so bullish on now for a while. And I've been saying, just wait till the details come out. And Sergey is kind of going that route. What am I talking about? We're talking about real world assets. Say it with me, everybody. Real world assets. Guys, very bullish on real world assets. I think even though AI still has some room to grow, I think that real world assets will be the number one growth in this bull market. Guess what some of those are? I'm going to show you, in case you don't know how to look this up, I'm going to show you guys a creative way to use CoinMarketCap that you can find things like this. All right, let's share my screen here. There's a lot of real world assets, but let's make sure you understand which ones are and which ones aren't, because odds are a lot of you guys are not going to go in here and study each individual coin and try to find out what it does. You just want to know, hey, which ones are real world assets, which ones aren't. Well, if you come into the search bar and you type in real, let's usually need to go real, and then type in or put in here categories. Real world assets right there. Boom. We have a list of real world assets. AVAX, number one. It's going to do them in rank order. ChainLink, ICP, VeChain, Maker, Ondo. Cool. Very bullish on Ondo here as well. And then we get into some others, Quant, Synthetics, Mantra. I'm not, like, I think the whole space is going to do pretty well. There's going to be some of these guys that does not do very well. That's okay. Ultimately, if you only chose 3 or 4 of these, you're going to be doing all right. And I'm telling you right now, I think one of them has to be ChainLink. And I'm not here to give you financial advice. You're here to decide for yourself. But I'm telling you right now, as for Tim and Tim Warren's household, ChainLink will be held in his crypto portfolio. So will AVAX. So no disrespect to AVAX. So will ICP. So will VeChain. So will Ondo. But to me, if you told me, Tim, you got to choose one of these and you cannot have any others, ChainLink is my pick. But the good news is I don't have to choose just one. I can have all 5 of those. And so therefore, I will. And what we're getting from the article over here, if I'm getting the right one, he's talking about the concept of $2.7 trillion of debt, $106 trillion in the stock market. And earlier it was talking about 100 trillion. I don't remember what it was. Either way, we have trillions of dollars right now that are doing nothing with crypto. But the concept is that blockchain technology can change the game on how the stock world works, on how debt works, on how the world works as a whole. And the coins that will communicate this crossover and will help make sure everything is tokenized correctly and that people can invest in the right things, it's going to be the ones that have real world assets built into them. ChainLink, just remember, ChainLink, AVAX, ICP, VeChain, Ondo. If you don't remember anything else, remember those ones. Bullish, bullish, bullish. There's a lot of other things that'll do well. AI, it'll do well. Kaspa, it'll do well. There's I don't want to say a bunch because I'm leaving others out. A lot of crypto will do well, but I'm gonna stick my nose out there. I'm gonna make a hot take. You can pin this right now. You can come back and yell at me here in 12 months or 14 to 16 months from now when we had a bull market top, I think. I believe that real world assets are the number one choice right now for people to invest in. Doesn't mean other coins won't rally, but you guys know some of the coins I'm biggest on. I think the biggest gains will come in are all sitting here under real world assets. Argue with me if you want, but if you agree with me, smash that like button here as well. Let's take a look at some of those real world assets and see what they are doing. For example, we'll start off with my favorite, as I just said, ChainLink. Now, ChainLink is coming back down. I actually saw a question in chat earlier where someone was saying, not in chat here, I think it was actually a comment. Someone saying, hey, what do you think about ChainLink's, I don't know if they said dip or crash, or what do you think about this pullback on ChainLink, right? We got Bitcoin flirting with 71,000. We have Ethereum kind of hanging tight at 3,800. Stacks is breaking out. All these other coins are breaking out. ChainLink is falling backwards, right? It is, but it isn't. Ultimately, ChainLink had a big rally here not that long ago, and so we're seeing a little bit of a cool-off. I told you guys there's a chance somewhere between 1758 and maybe down here towards 1661. I'm not really that worried even if we drop down to those levels. Why? Because we're back in a process of setting higher highs and higher lows. And higher lows come with dips in prices. But ultimately, the fundamentals of ChainLink still say this is a coin you should be looking to get involved with. Ultimately, when I'm looking at the charts, I just see a coin that rallied, hit it, take profit, according to LuxAlgo, had a bunch of reversal calls on it, meaning it got overextended very fast. We had a decent little sell possibility right here that I think, again, we're looking at somewhere closer, just below $17. Looks like a good level to come back down to. We have bearish MACD, stochastic RSI is low, RSI is coming back to 50. A lot of things are pulling back, but it's pulling back in a way that will have a beautiful buy order somewhere here just south of $17, and then a nice price boost to the upside. Bedridden shouting out, said, Tim, good trade today, man. You are killing it. Yeah. If you guys are ever wanting to find out more about what I'm trading, someone asked me, I think earlier today, how trades are going. If the things that I put into chat, I'm actually trading, I'm up. I'm up this month about $3,000. I'm not a whale trader. If you guys want to trade with somebody who's trading $1 million per trade, that's not me. I'm conservative. I have the majority of my investments sitting in my long-term portfolio, but I have a decent size in my trading portfolio. And I'm a decent trader. I'm up 3,000. If you want to see my trades, if you want to learn more about my trades, you can join our VIP trading group. One of the cool things is the access to our VIP trading group is simply purchasing LuxAlgo. Why? Because LuxAlgo is the greatest trading tool there is out there. So yes, you have to spend money, but ultimately what I'm saying is, hey, you want to spend more time with me? You want to learn how I trade? Go get the greatest trading signal that I've ever seen. Start using it to make yourself more money, and you'll learn from me. So it all aligns. Check out the link down below. Make sure when you guys do it, though, I have seen, and it's not a problem. I'm going to let people in. Sometimes I think the link goes a little haywire, and you guys don't necessarily register with my account. It's all right. Not the end of the world. I want to help you guys. But when you click on our link down there, this is what you'll see. Just to be safe, just scroll. Don't necessarily click this button. Don't explore. Click the link in the description. Scroll down and choose the option. I suggest the premium. If you buy a whole year, you save up to 40%. If you buy month to month, that's your price month to month. Either way, it's still a good deal for you. And hit subscribe here so that it links you to my account. Again, even if you guys aren't connected to my account, if something the computer screwed up, I'm not going to keep you out of the trading group. I still want you there. If you're like, hey, I don't want LuxAlgo, but I do want to see what Tim's trading, you guys can also join our YouTube membership. I think the premium version or the platinum version or diamond version. I can't remember which one we call it. But you guys can join that as well. I think that's $50 a month, and I'll get you into our VIP trading group. But in case you're wondering, are we trading on this channel? Are we crushing it? Yeah. And I save all that information for our VIP traders. If you're a VIP trader, shout out to you. Put a 1 in chat if you guys are over there. Let's take a look at a couple of those other RWAs, and then we'll get into my third topic. We're going to talk about a little bit about Cardano on top of what I discussed this morning. Let's go look at ICP. This is the one, again, I chose this as one of my coins yesterday. It's not breaking out yet like Stacks is, but this was another coin I told you guys in yesterday's live show. Look for a potential breakout to the upside coming here very, very soon. Why? Because we're sitting on some levels of support in a symmetrical triangle pattern and a long-term channel that I do think there's a lot of reasons for ICP to break to the upside. Now, the daily chart hasn't quite caught up just yet. We actually had a sell order right here. This is one that I kind of, when it happened, the fact that the very next day we rallied up out of it, I said, I don't think that's a very good sell order. I'm not going to take that one too seriously. But if we do break back up above this red line right here, I would be very surprised if we don't see a buy order come in on the daily chart. I'm looking at the oscillators. The oscillators look primed and ready to rally. The stochastics bottomed out. Looks like it wants to go back to the upside. The RSI flirting with the 50. The MACD just crossed bullish. And we just got a big green dot here. Positive money flow. We've had a reversal signal. If we can get some positive money flow, we already have the momentum. If we have the positive money flow, boom, we have our trifecta to enter that long on ICP. But I do think this is one, it's been suppressed here a little bit. It's been a little boring, but I think a breakout is just around the corner. Same thing for the last one I had in here, and that was AVAX. AVAX is sitting down here. It's sitting on top of the daily smart trail. We do have some take profit up above us, but I think there's a bounce that could come into play here. Nothing special other than keep an eye around 42 to potentially this order block up here around $50, give or take. Let's see what the oscillator is saying. Yeah, oscillator's looking good. Oscillators are bottoming out on almost every single chart. Let's take a look over here. Reversal. All right, look at this, guys. We are very close to the daily chart to getting that buy signal on AVAX. Why? We've had our green reversal down here. We are bouncing right now, and we're probably tomorrow printing a green dot, and that money flow does look like it's going positively. So if we have that trifecta, we have those 3 bullish signs, another reason to enter along here for a breakout of AVAX, one of our real-world asset tokens. And this is short-term TA. Even the daily chart, we're talking about best-case scenario the next month and a half. The article that I referenced earlier, this 2024 bullish sign for real-world assets, we still have a long time before we see that fully play out. I think that real-world assets are going to start exploding in 2024 and then get even crazier in 2025. Mark it down, though. Pin this video, pin those comments. Remind me in 12 to 16 months, give or take, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. There we go. Let's take a quick break before we jump into our third and more than likely final topic of the show before we get into some Q&A. Let's answer some chat here. Radal Sosa says, I like near more than render. Okay. I think you guys are discussing render and near. This is what I'll say. At the moment, I think that I like render better than near. I predicted I think render could become the top AI token in market cap. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, let's come back over here to CoinMarketCap. At the moment, the top rated AI token is near, coming in at number 17. I'm going to address that in a second. Render is coming in down here at 27. I still am kind of thinking, I think that render could pass near. Could is the key word here. Could pass near by the end of this bull market. I think that render has a very special and close relationship with NVIDIA. And of course, NVIDIA is something that's really driving the AI market. But the more I'm watching Near, the more I'm reading on Near, the more I'm thinking about Near, I'm not going to sleep on Near. I think Near is a fantastic coin. I think it's a fantastic project. I think Near's going to have a fantastic bull market. For all I know, I'm going to be wrong on this one, and Near's going to maintain that #1 spot on market cap of being the #1 AI token. Long story short, hold both. I mean, diversify your holdings here a little bit. Don't be a Near maxi or a render maxi or an ASI maxi. I think ASI is gonna be special. Own all three of them. That's the cool thing about investing. I told you guys before, I sometimes play the scenario of, oh, if I could only choose one, this is what I would do. You don't have to do that. Nobody is forcing you to choose one coin, one token, one asset. Get all of them, you know, diversify your holdings. And if something goes wrong with one of them, dump it and take that allocation and put it into the other two. El Thoro says, Tim, what about RWA VeChain? Is the hype gone? Should we sell it for other more popular coins? I don't think so. I think VeChain's still a fine coin at the moment. Let me do more research on it. I mean, maybe you know something I don't know, but I've not heard anything that's making me say get rid of VeChain just yet. And the fact that it's a real world asset makes me want to continue to hold it. But I'll keep you posted if something changes there. Gustavo says, Tim, but how many X's will they do Near and render? Oh, man, I have not made either video on that just yet. This is not going to be my final answer. Near is sitting at an $8 billion market cap. Render is sitting at about a $4 billion market cap. So right there, I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's going to be easier for Render, whether Render passes Near or not, it's going to be easier for Render to make bigger gains. Let's say they end like right neck and neck. They both end at a $100 billion market cap. Well, if Near's already at 8 billion, that means it's going to have less gains. It's going to be a little less than a 10x, and we're going to have Render do closer to a 20x. And honestly, that's not terrible. I'm going to do more research and get a final thought on that before I make my price prediction videos. But I don't think 100 billion for either of those projects is an outrageous market cap. So I need to look at the tokenomics and everything, but we're probably talking about somewhere around a 10x for Near and maybe somewhere closer to a 20x for Render. Again, I'm going to hold both just in case. What is this poll? Crux is doing a great job updating the polls. I just somehow have to read them. What AI play will finish the highest market cap this cycle? ASI, Near, Render. You guys, I'm going to vote for my own. You guys vote whatever you think. Great poll, though, Crux. Like the poll. Love getting your guys' feedback on that one. All right. Let's get into, again, we'll have more Q&A here in just a couple minutes. But let's get into another topic. Now, I'm going to start this by prefacing. I made a Cardano video this morning. I made a Cardano video all about asking the question, is Cardano dead? Should you give up on the project? And this is what I kind of got. The reason I phrase it that way is not because I'm trying to scare people. Like I think that's what some people thought. Like, oh, you're just trying to scare people. You're trying to FUD them up. I'm not FUDding. Go watch the video. I do the exact opposite of FUDding Cardano. But I am addressing the fact that if we're being very honest, aren't a lot of people asking that question? Should I give up on Cardano? I know there's a lot of people in our chat that love Cardano when they're asking that question. I know some people hate Cardano. They're saying that. Ultimately, I try to make content to educate and help people. So if I just make a video that says, Cardano's awesome, it's going to the moon. Well, that's not really going after and addressing the current thoughts and struggles of the average 88 holder. If everyone was happy with Cardano, if Cardano was sitting at $3 right now and we're over the moon, yeah, a video title about why Cardano's run is not over, that could help people. But right now, people are literally debating if they should be selling their Cardano. So I phrase it that way so that those people researching it and thinking about it, they see that video, they're like, all right, I want to hear what Tim has to say. Should I be selling my Cardano? I don't think it was a FUD story, but you know, you can say what you want. I wanted to address the why is the title the way it is. I also encourage you guys, don't judge books by their cover. Before people go on the internet and troll a video title, maybe they should watch the video and find out what the person thinks before they leave their comments. Just a little tidbit of information for you guys there. We need to continue, though. So in the video, go watch it afterwards. I lay the concept, though, that we've seen this type of price action on Cardano before. This boring price action on Cardano that people are very afraid of, we've seen it before preceding major rallies in Cardano. We saw it once go from 4 cents up over $1 in the matter of a couple months. We also saw another time we went from $1 to $3, but both those times at 4 cents and $3 and $1, we saw massive periods of boring sideways action. We might take a look at it here in a second. But here's an article kind of popping up today that I think is very important to add to my reasons of why I think that Cardano is not dead. It's just asleep. It might not be the biggest gainer of this bull market, but we are seeing the signs, and I don't think you guys should be sleeping on Cardano as a whole. Cardano skyrockets today, 28% in volume as 88 price eyes epic breakout. Ultimately, CoinGlass, and we're going to go take a look at CoinGlass here in a second. The volume of the derivatives is trading on a popular cryptocurrency. Cardano has increased by 28.9. Let's just call it 29 or 30%. Let's just round up here a little bit over the last 24 hours. Thus, the data reports perpetual futures on Cardano tokens reaching $362 million over the past 20 hours. When you increase this with the 306 million during the period under review under spot, the total trading volume of the token is up 668 million today. What are we talking about here? If you go over to CoinMarketCap and you look at 24-hour volume, Cardano is not necessarily something to freak out about. 319 million. As up from last week, which was only like 200 million. But you guys see here, it's a little bit above Toncoin, but less than Doge, way less than XRP, way less than USDC. Obviously, you have even Bitcoin and Ethereum way up above it. So it's not necessarily the comparison game of other coins. It's comparing Cardano to itself when it comes to spot trading. However, that's not what this article is referring to as the major reason to be bullish. It's the derivative markets. It's the people leveraging. And right now, let's refresh this page. It was at 41%. Let's see if it changes. All right, we're up. We're up from the beginning of the show. Volume on derivatives for Cardano in the last 24 hours is up 43.8%. You might be saying, okay, Tim, why? Why is that important? Well, let's go take a look at maybe some other things that people are taking a look at, like Solana. It's down 14%. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. And I didn't look at all these, so I might see one that impresses us. I don't know, but I'm just going to kind of take a step. Oh, it's down 22%. Let's take a look at AVAX. Just kind of stabbing at some here. Just want to see the trades. That's up 3%, but none of them are up 43%. Cardano is the big derivatives trader here today. And a lot of times with those derivatives trading, you might not see the immediate spike in price, but maybe you see the explosion coming later. And this is another coin that we're kind of looking at here. We've seen a lot of altcoins right now in symmetrical triangle patterns here recently break to the upside. Well, Cardano's in its own, and it just bounced again off of a major order block and a rising level of support. The oscillators are also doing that very bullish thing we just talked about with all the other coins. Stochastics is going up. The RSI is getting back above 50. We have a bullish cross on the MACD. And then I come look here at Cardano, and guess what? Reversal dot, bullish momentum, bullish money flow, excessive sellers gone. Guys, Cardano is in a great spot based on the daily chart to enter along. In fact, I did that. I put that on our VIP trading group today. I entered along here on Cardano. Now, I am probably going to look and think about taking profits somewhere in the range up here, closer to 56 to 60 cents. I'm going to think about it based off what I see in the analysis. But I'm actually somewhat wondering right now if this 46-cent bounce or the 44-cent bounce we just had, if we don't get back below that on Cardano. I'm not saying we're blasting up to $1 and blasting up to $3 in the next month and a half, but what I'm saying is, this is what I told you guys earlier, and if you watch the video, you'll see more of it. I think that we're making potentially some similar moves to what we did in the past, based off what that article kind of suggested. I'm not going to give all my technical analysis in there, but take a look right up here. Boring sideways action on 4 cent. We spiked up out of it. Yes, we crashed because of COVID, but you guys know we don't count COVID. COVID was an anomaly. COVID was a black swan event. If you do any historical analysis comparing normal times to COVID, you're doing yourself a disservice when it comes to cryptocurrency. You also saw a period right here, very boring action on 10 cents, explosion in price. We also saw this period right here where we temporarily went up all the way to $2. We really hovered around 1 to 140 for a long period of time. Boom, explosion up to our new highs, $3. What am I saying here? Cardano's done it again. A very boring sideways action since early April. I think we're seeing the potential big breakout. And on this one, where we are in the bull market, I don't see us rallying up here, maybe getting back up to 80 cents, maybe flirting with $1, and then falling back below 40 cents. If we start to make serious pushes here, and we start to break above 60 cents, I think it's a good sign that you can say, all right, maybe we drop back down to 55. Maybe we drop back down to 60. but I don't think we're dropping back anywhere close to 40 cents again. We've seen this historically play out on Cardano. To me, a lot of reasons to be bullish on Cardano moving forward. Not necessarily telling you to sell all the rest of your altcoins and go all in on Cardano. I'm realistic with my bullishness. I love Cardano. I think it's a very good coin for the long-term future. I don't think it's the top gainer of this bull market. I think it'll gain more than Bitcoin. I don't think it'll gain more than Ethereum. I think it'll gain more than Solana simply because Solana's got such a head start. And it's going to be so hard for Solana to have more X's than Cardano. Solana's going to stay way bigger in market cap. And Cardano's going to be outpaced by other coins. I've already told you guys it happened, but I think there's a decent chance, again, Cardano temporarily falls out of the top 10 on CoinMarketCap. We're currently at number 10, so this is an outrageous prediction, but when I made the prediction, it was sitting at number 8. I think there's a time period where Cardano falls out of the top 10, maybe drops to 12 or 13, and then by the end of the bull market, squeaks back into maybe this number 10, number 9, or number 8 spot. I haven't changed that opinion. I'm bullish on Cardano as a whole, but I'm realistic with where it'll get to. You guys might disagree with me, you might agree with me. Either way, you should smash that like button. We still have over 400 people in here. What's our like total at now? Let's check in with that, and then we're going to get into some Q&A to wrap out the show. We're over 229. Let's get to 250, guys. We need 20 more likes, and I feel like that's a passable goal. Let's check in with chat, see what you guys are thinking. The majority of my marbles are on AVAX, says Arthur Rulas. Okay? There are way worse coins to have all of your marbles on. So not the worst coin there. I like AVAX. Something I want you guys to know. It is going to get very hard when you look at these coins. It's very hard, the higher it is, to keep going up. The reason it's higher is because the market cap's already so high. As you got to think about it, if $7 billion comes into Matic, that'll be a 2x. That right there is a double on Polygon Matic because it's already sitting at $7 billion right now. If $7 billion comes in on Solana, all right, that's a 10% boost. Good, but nothing special. If $7 billion comes in on Bitcoin, all right, that's a very small, very, very small boost. On Ethereum, a small boost. Like, that's my point here is the higher these are, I just want you guys to know, the higher the coin is ranked, the harder it's going to be for it to have the 10x, 15x, 20x. I think the one that, again, has the most special is this one right here, ChainLink, because I think I am still on record saying I think this ChainLink coin goes from number 13 at a $10 billion market cap up here to number 5, 4, 3, somewhere in the world of $300 to $500 billion of market cap. That's a big gain, right? I think AVAX, I made a video about it, actually. I don't remember the exact number I said, but I think AVAX potentially finds its way up here in the top 10, maybe flirts with the 8, 7 area. Guess what? Is it going to 10x? I think so. I think it'll definitely go way above 140, but I think I had that coin somewhere in the range of 150 to $200 billion in market cap. That's a big market cap, guys. That's a very big market cap. But when you're already sitting at a $14 billion one, right? That means there's only so many X's it can gain. It's the ones down here you should be, if you're thinking, how can I get a lot of gains? ICP, I think, has a long way to go upside, only $5 billion in market cap. I think that could easily go to 100 billion. That's good stuff right there. That's a 20x right there. In terms of market cap, I think Kaspa can get up in the top 15, only at 4 billion. I think they can go a lot higher. Render can go a lot higher. These coins, I'm not saying all of them are winners, but Stacks, sitting at number 37, only $3 billion. I think that can go a lot higher. Why? Because it doesn't need as much of a gain to have massive price action as does like Bitcoin, Ethereum, which will need, or it doesn't need as much to get big gains. I need to see another $1.3 trillion coming to Bitcoin to see Bitcoin do a 2x, because that's the current market cap. Hopefully you guys already knew how to read it that way, but in case there was anyone who didn't, wanted to make sure you understood that. Let's see here. Davian Silva doesn't like something I said, bruh, 100 billion. Sorry, Davian. I didn't realize I grossed you out there. Crypto Sick, I said, when PB&J get in the top 10, I need an update on PB&J. PB&J is a coin that was created in our community as a joke, and I don't know really what's happening with it. But I don't think it has any monetary value, so no one's getting rugged. KB says, if Render is not hitting all-time high in 1 to 2 weeks, we are in trouble. Well, don't put that kind of pressure on Render. Goodness gracious. Render's a fantastic indicator. I will say, I think it's realistic to think it could go set a new all-time high in the next couple of weeks. If I'm looking at the chart here, it's not that far away from it right now. It's currently sitting in a bull flag pattern. I talked about this with our VIP trading group. This yellow flagpole, again, you kind of take it from the beginning of this spot, move it over to the last level of support. Could see render in the next couple of weeks hit $16.40, give or take. But I'm not going to say if we don't have it in 2 weeks, I'm going to give up on it. That's a little bit aggressive, I would say. Silva says 100 billion is crazy for AVAX. I'll retire at 20 years old. How old are you, Davian? Are you 19 right now? Are you 20 already? I'm telling you right now, 100 billion for AVAX is low. I have to go back and watch the video. I made a video on it. I'm pretty sure I put it closer to 150 to 200. And I think it's a very realistic expectation, and I lay out the reason for it. I lay this down to all my price predictions. My first assumption, $11 trillion. Can crypto as a whole get to $11 trillion? If that happens, then I'm pretty certain that AVAX gets to 150 to 200. If it doesn't, change the scenario as a whole. But I think AVAX is going to be a top 10 coin for sure. I think it has a lot of value. And those rankings, just if you go back and look at the history of altcoins, the rankings of coins have a large say on probably where the dominance is, meaning how much of the total crypto market cap will that coin hold. I don't know the numbers right off the top of my head because I have a spreadsheet with it, but the numbers work out somewhere between 150 to 200 billion. Drew P says 6 trillion max. I've seen it. Here's the thing, guys. I think I'm being conservative with 11 trillion, and I'm still on this chart. We don't need to be on the chart right now. I think I'm being conservative with 11 trillion. There are people out there calling for 20 trillion. So my price predictions, as crazy as people have called me, could end up becoming low. They could end up being taking profit way too early. These coins go way higher. Drew P, I understand why people want to be conservative, but here's what I want to say. Let's take a look here at total market cap. Let me go back to my screen. Let me explain part of the reason why I'm pretty bullish about how high this market cap will get. Right, so back here in 2018, the market cap got to about $768 billion. That's all the crypto combined, Bitcoin, altcoins, everything. Then in 2021, we peaked out about 3, okay? The difference here is about a 3.3x or something like that. Let me look at the specifics here. I want to make sure I'm not speaking out of my butt. All right, 3.8x, give or take, 288%. I think that there's a very, very decent chance that we see an explosion in the total crypto market cap, and here's why. A $6 trillion market cap would only be doubling the last one. That's really not that significant. I know it's an additional $3 trillion, but we did $3 trillion into crypto, really with almost nobody in the institutional world investing in crypto. Remember that article we were just looking at from the ChainLink guy, where he talks about, guys, there's $2.7 trillion in debt in the world. That's money somewhere that belongs to somebody. There's $106 trillion in the stock market worldwide. We weren't touching any of that. We had $3 trillion of the everyday person's money, yours and my money. Can you imagine what happens when institutions get involved? And guess what, guys? This bull market, not only was this only retail money, it also was suppressed and manipulated by institutions. But this bull market, 2024, 2025, not only are you taking off the suppression, you're adding in the beginnings of the institutional money. That's why I'm saying 11 trillion. I'm just asking the market to repeat what it did from 2018 to 2021 under a season of suppression. That's very doable. There's a chance that the trillions of dollars from retail are going to make it go even higher. Maybe go to the 15, maybe go to the 20. I'm not predicting that. I'm going to stay around 11 trillion. Some people say like, oh, if something can go wrong, you should expect it to go wrong. Well, I mean, that's a negative way to think about it, but I'm almost expecting, I think it's going to start really looking like we could go closer to 15 to 20. And then something happens, it changes, and we only go to 11 trillion. So Crypto says 11 trillion market cap is the same as gold. I think it was in 2021. I think gold's market cap as a whole is higher now. I'm just going to Google it. Quick Google search. 15 trillion right now as of April 12th, 2024. But back in 2021, when people started talking about 11 trillion, that's also a number a lot of people discussed. The total was 11 trillion. But for now, it's lower than that. My point, or higher than that. My point here is there's a big reason to be bullish about this bull market. I think there's too many people, and I've said this before on the show, I think there's too many people who were investing in this area between 2021 and the end of 2022 who have a little bit of investing trauma. A lot of things were supposed to go higher. They didn't. A lot of people bought the tops and then just watched the whole thing drop. Don't let your trauma dictate the future, because the same things that created the drama in 2021 are going to be boosting the price today. So there's a level of, if reasonable expectation is we repeat, then potentially it's more bullish to say, you know what? If last one was they fought us, remember the year timelines of everything? It's in the beginning, 2009 to 2013, they ignore you. From 2013 to 2016, 2013 to 2017, they laugh at you. From 2017 to 2021, they fight you. And then what's the next step? 2021 to 2025, they join you. This is the bull market of the institutions joining us. That is why I think, again, 11 trillion. I'm going to stick with my predictions there for now. However, I would not be surprised if we surpass it. That's my thoughts. You guys are welcome to disagree. That crockpot. That crockpot says therapy time with Tim. Love it. Thank you so much. Anytime you guys want to do therapy with me, I love it. James Fincham. I don't think Cardano is dead. I just, from a user perspective, don't understand the hype. To be fair, I'm more into DeFi and native tokens. The user experience for these things on Cardano is just meh. Okay, I'm not going to pretend to be this expert in the dev world. I'm not, and I don't build those things. But I can understand what's being discussed when I hear the smarter people discuss it. And ultimately, Cardano is not for the everyday person. It's not going to be for your local. If I think in the future, every business will be doing things where they build stuff on blockchain. Your local mom and pop restaurant is not going to be able to understand how to build code on Cardano. They're just not going to be able to do it. But I think the people that are serious about security and they're serious about making sure things are done correctly, they will hire. There will be people hired just to build their blockchain for their business and for what they do in the future. And I think the most trusted, the most decentralized, the best opportunity for people that care about security and decentralization is going to be Cardano. I love Solana for my investments, but guys, Solana's not decentralized and has a lot of problems that to fix. They still will have outages. They still have people hacking. I mean, how long before people get tired? We have the meme coin world going crazy right now, right, guys? Memes are going nuts. 90% of the people in memes are going to get destroyed and never want to touch that with another 10-foot pole. People will blame Solana, even though it's not really Solana's fault. People will blame Solana for why their meme coins rugged on them. It's not Solana's fault. This was going to happen. Cardano, though, I think is going to be sitting there, and it's going to be the end all. It's going to be the funnel, right? People get frustrated with fees from Ethereum. People get frustrated with the hacks and everything from Solana and other layer ones. And it'll all lead back to, remember when we ignored Cardano for being too slow? Well, that slowness allowed them to be very secure. And that slowness made sure everything was done correctly. And maybe Solana built platforms faster, and Ethereum built platforms faster, and Cardano took a little longer. But just like the tortoise and the hare did it at the right speed to make sure it was done correctly. And by the end of it all, here's the thing, guys. If we're running 7 miles, maybe someone can run 7 miles in 7 minutes. Other people run it in 5 days. At the end of 5 days, though, they both went 7 miles. What I'm talking about is right now, Solana and Ethereum have run out faster. They're out the gate. They're going. They've done things that Cardano has not done. But let 5, 10, 15 years catch up. Cardano will be at the same level. They've just done it in a way they're more secure. They build it right. They're not breaking down. And people will come back and say, you know what? And I'm not saying it's going to take that long. I think it could be 4 years. But I'm saying, I think people come back and say, you know what? We slept on Cardano. We prioritize speed and convenience over security and decentralization, and that was a mistake. Let's invest in the right things. Let's invest in the right technology. And I think Cardano still fits that bill. I'm open to changing my mind on that topic, but for now, I have not seen anything that tells me that Cardano doesn't have a very good long-term future in that regard. And I think Solana and Ethereum both still have some questions they have to answer. James Taylor says 88 doo-doo, but I respect your TA. Well, that's okay, James. We don't have to agree on ADA. And I'll tell you this, guys. I love when people tell me how they disagree with me in a very respectful tone, just like what James just did. I love it. Why? Because we're all here to grow our wealth, to grow our understanding, to grow our research. And the way you understand and grow your knowledge of things is by hearing diverse opinions. If you just listen to people that agree with you every single day, you're not going to learn a lot because you're just getting spoon-fed whatever you want to hear. But when you put yourself in an environment where people challenge your beliefs and your thoughts, especially in a respectable way, that is the greatest form of growth that we will have. I mean, that we watch that in every area of life right now. When people stop coming to the table to have healthy debates, we see chaos and disunity erupt. And I see it happen in crypto world as well. And I hate it. I hate seeing people tribalize themselves into different coins, and then they go after the throats of other coins and other crypto projects. And in reality, we're just picking each other off one by one, making it easier for people like Gary Gensler and Joe Biden to come after us and to attack us and to go nuts with it. What's another reason why? There's some things I think are worth going after, but I got into a little bit the other day about a kind of rant about why I'm not a meme trader. And I want to reiterate, if you guys want to trade memes, go for it. But can I tell you another reason that I did not point out the other day why I do not like the meme world? And I've hinted at it, but 90% or more of you are going to lose your money in memes. You know what's going to happen? This happened back in 2021 as well. When people get rugged, when people go nuts, when people lose all their money, they scream like children. It just happens. What happens when the American people scream like children? Well, the big bad government, the U.S. government, decides, you know what? We're going to step in like mama and we're going to take care of our children. But you know what? That means they start to restrict freedoms. They start to come down and say, we need to create very strict regulation. Why? Because look at these millions of people who invested in these meme coins, just nothing money, and they lost all their money. We need to create strong, smart regulation to keep people from ever losing money ever again. And then they start to do things that restrict Cardano, to restrict Ethereum, to restrict Solana, to restrict AVAX, to restrict ChainLink. They take the cries of the many and then they put these restrictions that make no sense whatsoever to try to help to mama these people, when in reality, we're not talking about a little kid who someone went up and hit it with a stick and mom needs to take care of it. We're talking about a little kid who's been hitting himself in the head and the mama comes in and makes rules to stop. Kids, stop hitting yourself in the head with the spoon. Stop it. Stop trading meme. If you're going to trade meme coins, be willing to lose every single dollar. Do not cry and scream and fuss and make a big deal over losing millions of dollars in the meme coin world where there are no rules and it's all stupid anyway. But the problem is, I just know the majority of people who will trade meme coins will lose all their money. They will cry and scream like little children, and mama government will step in and it'll ruin it for the rest of us. That's another reason why I'm kind of anti-memes. Roy Collins says regulations coming regardless. I agree. They are coming. But guess what? If people have lost millions of dollars, that gives light to Gary Gensler acts like if you trade all crypto, you'll lose a bunch of money. And that's just wrong. But if he has those stories, the coin, he's not going to care about the name of the coin. He's going to care about the word crypto. He's going to care about the word altcoin. So if I lost $1 million trading Bonk, he's going to make rules that restrict people from trading Bonk or Solana or Cardano or Ethereum and so on and so forth. Or he's going to restrict how you do it. Remember, there's also things in play. We've seen this happen. There's ways they can make it to where to be able to invest, you have to pretty much get an accreditation, meaning effectively, you're going to have to become a very smart person. You have to pass tests. Only the elites are allowed to trade the volatile assets. You dumb simpletons, you're not smart enough to handle your money. You just need to go to work and work 80 hours a week, making $10 and then live in poverty and never complain about it ever again. That's what they want to do. And I see the meme coin world going that direction by wrecking people. And then again, if we don't deal with it correctly, could wreck the rest of crypto because of heavy regulation. Now, again, hopefully things change. Hopefully there's changes in the government from every branch and common sense is installed. But I'm telling you, meme coins, I don't see them. I know some people see them as a positive. I don't. And you're welcome to disagree with me. There's going to be lots of people I very much love disagree with me. I don't even know if T-Shroom's fully on board with me. I don't know if Crux is fully on board with me. Everyone can speak their own mind. Tim Warren's opinion is that meme coins are detrimental and harmful to the future of blockchain technology. It's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I would welcome being wrong because I hope I'm wrong because people use them a lot. Yeah, I like that. Crypto Queen says meme tokens should be in a class of its own, separate from real assets. 100%. And maybe that's the future. Maybe in the future they are able to do that and say, you know what? Meme coins don't count. We're not even going to call meme coins blockchain technology. Meme coins are literally internet plaything tokens that are just nothing. But the problem is at the moment there's not a distinction between the two of them. So, all right, guys, it is 4:15. It has been a very fun show. Thank you, every one of you guys, for coming in here and engaging with us. Make sure, again, to check out the sponsor of our channel, Decrypted.tax. Again, it's weird to talk about taxes in the beginning of June, but I'm telling you right now, get a hold of it now. If you were frustrated with this last cycle of taxes, you want to deal with it right now. Also, when you sign up with Decrypted.tax, you get 25% off when you tell them the bros sent you. And let's just say you wait until December or January to get your tax stuff going. Have a phone call right now. A lot of you guys are going to make a lot of money, a lot of money in this bull market because prices are going up. I'd like to know right now from a tax attorney, a guy who knows what he's doing, I'd like to know what I should be expecting and preparing for. And you get to talk to him for 60 minutes for free. Check out our link down below. With that said, I love each and every single last one of you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that vanity cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news, catch a word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that vanity cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.